With all the failures and disappointments we've seen for Disney Star Wars when it comes to streaming, it looks like everything is relying upon how Ahsoka performs. And it's so desperate for Disney that they actually changed the entire way that they've been releasing things on this streaming platform. For years, people have been complaining about the way Disney Plus puts out their shows. Why is it coming out at 3 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast when people just wish it would come out at night, like they do for things like HBO Max, now known as Max, when something's debuting at the same time on HBO? Just put it out at 9 Eastern, 10 Eastern, something like that, so everybody can watch it instead of waking up super fucking early or getting spoiled on social media when you're having to go into work. Well, now, it looks like when it comes to Ahsoka, Disney needs this to be a success. Star Wars needs this to be a success, and they're doing just that. Ahsoka moves up premiere date. Episodes will now release at night each week. So they are officially going to be releasing this thing at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. That's the announcement that they made. And this is all coming right after they did a special screening of Ahsoka. A lot of different people in the media and some fans got to take part in it. And there's been some interesting thoughts coming out of it. Obviously, the vast majority of people are praising the series just like they do every single Star Wars thing that comes out. But there has been some interesting commentary as well. I wanted to give a good variety of stuff that we've seen from some people on this. I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson is so at home in her adaptation of the character, but it's Natasha Liu Bordizzo who plays Sabine, and her Sabine that steals your heart. Can't wait to see her in Ahsoka's full story. Also, multiple Force-sensitive women. Can I get a hell yeah? That is going to be a huge part of the Ahsoka series. There's no doubt in my mind. What do you have from Jeff Conway? I just watched the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. It's a true visual spectacle. Rosario Dawson is phenomenal as the title star. The fight scenes are epic and heart-pounding. The story has a rich history and great themes about second chances and female empowerment. Yes, finally, a Star Wars story about female empowerment. I can't wait to crash through the glass ceiling. Here's one from Brandon Davis. Ahsoka is a straight continuation of Rebels, feeding the animation fans more with these characters. Otherwise, it moves slowly, but with a great score that occasional action scenes carrying. Optimistic for an exciting series with heavy lifting done in the first 2 episodes. But it wasn't all great. You have some people, even people from BuzzFeed and stuff like this. Look at this. The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka are incredibly slow and wooden. Rosario Dawson is very flat as the title role, but Natasha Liu Bordizzo is a standout. Visuals are hit or miss. Some feel low budget at times. Super fans may enjoy the show, but newcomers and casual fans will be lost. And then here's the one from BuzzFeed, Jonathan Sim. The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka are a mixed bag. A gorgeously crafted continuation of the world and characters from Clone Wars and Rebels mixed with mediocre writing. The characters are not investing yet, particularly the villains. Great potential. So overall, it's very positive reviews coming from these people. That's not surprising to me at all in any way, shape, or form. But there are some things in there that I think a lot of people have been wondering about. If you're not a fan of Star Wars Rebels, how familiar are you going to be with this series? From everything we've heard, if you haven't watched all the Clone Wars and haven't watched all of Rebels, you might be pretty confused as to what's going on, might not get super invested in the series. I know there's a hardcore, dedicated fan base for Rebels, but at the same time, this is something that came out on Disney XD. It's not like a ton of people watched it was coming out. Certainly it gained more of a fan base when it went to streaming and stuff like that, but it's a smaller group of the Star Wars fan base that have watched that. You're going to be heavily reliant upon all those things that happen when it comes to the Ahsoka series. But something I did want to focus on were some of these things about female empowerment and multiple Force-sensitive women and all this stuff. This should not be a surprise to anyone. Now, obviously, when you do a Rebels sequel series, which is what this is, probably going to have to be heavily focused on women, considering Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hera are the only ones left. Ezra's lost. Kanan's dead. I don't know what the fuck Zeb's going to be up to in this thing. Maybe he'll make an appearance. Maybe not. Maybe you can count Chopper as male representation. But we've heard what Dave Filoni thinks about female representation in Star Wars and how stupid he thinks you are if you say that there's too many female heroes.
This is what we tried to do with the Star Wars saga now. We've tried to create more female characters who can represent so many things, because what we're trying to do isn't just create one type of character. We're trying to create a diverse range of characters, especially female characters that are strong, that are independent. When you look at Rey,
I like how we're not trying to create just one type of character. We're trying to create a ton of diverse different characters, but especially strong, independent females. I think we got a lot of those in Star Wars so far in the Disney era, haven't we?
On The Force Awakens, she's a female lead in a whole new chapter of the Star Wars saga. We haven't done a movie for 10 years, and here comes a Star Wars film, and here comes Rey. And what is it? Is it Panic in the Streets? Oh my gosh, a female lead in a Star Wars movie. And then the trailer for Rogue One comes out, and it's another female lead. Oh my gosh, how unfair. We've had probably like 2 million straight film cinematic roles where men have been leads, and now we've done 2 in a row that are women. Well, too bad. Oh well. Maybe there are more coming. I don't know.
Now, of course, this is how Dave Filoni talks to these toxic fans out there. Again, I don't think too many people were complaining about female characters specifically. There's a lot of people out there that love the character of Ahsoka. She's a female character in a lot of people's mind. Not mine, she's a great character. But when you look at the criticism for people like Jyn Erso or for Rey, it's not because they're women in Star Wars. It's a very specific reason. It seems like specifically with the character of Rey, we know why she was criticized. She was a Mary Sue. She didn't earn any of it. And it was a very boring, stupid story that clearly was there just because she was a woman. That's a big problem that people had with it. But we'll let Dave continue.
Idea that and I run into this sometimes when working with writers, it's like, well, we just made one of those. Made one of what? We just made a female lead. We can make another one. Really? Yes, we can. There's more than one woman in the world. There's more than one woman here in the world. Why is that so strange? If we made like 5 men heroes in a row, no one would blink. Rey, she impresses Han Solo. He's like the guy's guy, impresses him, impresses everybody in the audience. She goes up with Kylo Ren. She punks him right away. Like he's supposed to be this great guy, wiped out all these people. I don't know. She took that lightsaber and was like, I'm going to take you out.
Yes, thank you for explaining that she's a fucking Mary Sue, Dave Filoni.
And she did. And I'm all for it. And she looks strong. It's not that she doesn't show any fear. She looks like this is an intense moment in her life. And we're there with her because of that, because she's a real feeling dimensional person. That's what we want.
Is that your definition? Is Rey Skywalker the definition of a good, like, 3-dimensional character, multi-dimensional character? I don't know if a lot of people would agree with that, but we'll continue on.
Real feeling dimensional person. We are trying to create an environment where it's my hope that kind of just like Luke, all he did was open that door, right? He just opened that door, let Leia out, and she's went gangbusters. So I just want to be a part at Lucasfilm of opening this door to a new generation of filmmakers, of women that come into Lucasfilm and can be creative.
Yes, Dave Filoni, it's all Luke did. Luke just opened the door. He didn't do anything. That's all he did. He just opened the door and let Leia go gangbusters on everyone. This is how Dave Filoni feels about female characters. I think that's important to understand how we might see a lot of these female characters in this show portrayed, because it's going to be heavy with Hera, with Sabine, with Ahsoka Tano. How would it be? Who knows? I think, as someone who has despised the character of Ahsoka, was not a big fan of what they did with her in Clone Wars or in Rebels or in pretty much any iteration of the character, I'm probably not going to like it. I fully anticipate the vast majority of people out there are going to be praising this thing. I think it's going to be much like The Mandalorian that we've seen, where people praise it because all these characters we know and, oh, yay, yay, yay. But really, they're overlooking a lot of shallow world building and shallow storytelling. That's what I feel Ahsoka will be, more of the same. But who knows? And as of right now, these people have seen the first couple episodes. A lot of people very high on it. Some people a little worried about the pacing, the fact that maybe Rosario Dawson's playing the character a little flat, which is something I've criticized time and time again. But certainly, I think you're going to see an army of people saying that Dave Filoni is our last hope for Star Wars. I guess we'll see.